Hey, so we got Loki over Avella and Mrs. Claus and Snow Angel. We're gonna take, we get to buy two things. So I think what we want to do is buy the Sure Shot and the Cinderella. This is gonna just trigger in 4 turns. We can't buy spells otherwise. So what we're gonna do is lock here, because this costs 1, meaning it's discounted from the Shrink spell we got, and it also means if we, if we don't get a weird roll or something, we'll be able to buy 2 characters on turn 2 instead of, well, that was sort of a weird thing. We cast the Eeny Meeny on the thing that was cheaper, so we didn't get the benefit of the last spell. I mean, we're doing better than we deserve already. So we have 4 characters on turn 2, one of them being buffed. We also, ticking down our Cinderella, we also have a pair. I would say we have a lot of things going for us. That's how Loki usually works. The thing is, you're getting a lot of free gold by casting these spells. And the spells tend to be pretty good. You know, the non-combat spells tend to be very good early. I think we should be good here. Yeah, we will. Um, Even with the buff, they only had 2 characters and we had 4. And 2 is a lot smaller of a number. Wow, we get to get a pair and a triple pretty early on. I don't think we want to deal damage to everything. I think we'll just take the extra gold. You could definitely make an argument for Hermes boots. Getting an attack off on our ranged is very good, but getting extra gold helps us. I think it just helps us, even more down the line. We'd love to win this fight, obviously, with the full glory, so maybe it was better to grab the Hermes. But getting, especially if you get it early on, having 5 gold or 6 gold on a 5 gold turn is a huge boon, compared to having 13 gold on a 12 gold turn. So I think it's worthwhile to do that. We do have a 4 attack ranged, and they have pretty weak. Yeah, we'll be fine here. We just have enough to trade off here. We get the 4 glory. We won the fight. Cinderella's still ticking. I'm very excited with our start so far. Wow, and we even get to triple. Okay, so if we go princesses, we get very strong here. Or we could go double spell casts. And the reason to go that is because I love it. We can't buy spells, so we're not going forking. We're grabbing one of the other 2s. Getting +4/+4 is very, very good. Especially on 2 things. I think the correct answer is Sky Castle. I think the thing I like better is the deck of many things. I think we're going to try to go for the correct play, which, if you see me play at all, that's normally not what I like to do. Because I'm not very good at this game. But in this instance, I think I'm going to get tricked into doing that. I think it's correct because I think it helps us win so many fights for a while. We're getting +12/+12 from it right now, which is huge. This is interesting. They put everything up, everything in back so they can make sure they get the attack. They took a ton of damage. We have 2 upgraded characters, so we deal a ton of damage. We also get the 4 glory. Cinderella just buffed herself. I don't know if any of these, so I'm just gonna take the gold. We got a brave princess. We've really gotten the luckiest spells. I sort of want to I want to grab the pig solely because, oh wow. And we can, oh, what did I sell there? We're gonna sell. Yeah, this is not what I should have done, obviously. Oh, I should have even sold the. Next time we're gonna take a treasure that's bigger. Okay, so I made a lot of bad plays there. Fun game at home will be to count how many bad plays I just made. Getting rid of the princess instead of the mouse for, I'd say, seemingly no reason. The princess was not only bigger, but also if we get a Prince Arthur, gets buffed quicker. We have, 3 upgraded characters. We could have had more. If we get the Brave Princess trick, we get a 5-drop treasure, which is fantastic. If we somehow triple, one of our remaining 3-drop. That's great as well. Oh, we got the unlucky attack. Fortunately, it survived. We'll win this fight pretty easily because they have a bunch of supports that do nothing. And we actually do get a slay. Oh, we get a slay off on this that we didn't deserve. And we get the gold from the pig. Oh, and we just got some extra XP. So we really want to win this fight. Okay, we just got probably the 2 best things we could have seen. We want Romeo in the back. So the idea here is Juliet will die. So just to put everything in context, right now we get 4/4 from, we have this Sky Castle, which is buffing 5 things, giving us +20/+20. That's an absurd amount of buffs this early in the game. The Prince Arthur is going to give us +4/+4 on this turn. If we are able to buff the Brave Princess, she'll start getting +2/+2. We have an upgraded Romeo with a 10/10 Juliet. And we just got Wish Upon a Star off our free spell roll, which is normally a 5 gold spell. So it's very great to get on the free roll. But since we're so strong, and we have, I think, a pretty good chance of winning this fight, we might be able to get the second trigger of it and really push our advantage. So, and obviously you can see now that if we had the Cinderella instead of the Blind Mouse, we would be getting an extra 2/2 from the Prince Arthur. So we're getting punished even a little harder. And I think she would have been an 8/8 already, so this would have been a 10/10 instead of a 5/5. We'll see how much that matters, but just sort of an unforced error there. I just got a little tunnel vision. So, it's just a good example of why you always want to keep your head on a swivel, not get too focused on one particular character. I don't even know why I was focused on the mouse, keeping the mouse. There was no real reason for it. They're going to take a decent amount of damage, and we get the win, most importantly, Wish Upon a Star. We just get a free roll. That doesn't do anything for us here. So what we're looking for is tripling things we have, and I think that's the majority of it. Can we sell 2 things? We can sell 1 things. Oh, this is unfortunate. I'd love to triple the pig here, but I don't want to sell the Juliet, obviously. And I don't want to sell any of our other characters. We're about to hit 5. I mean, so the one thing we could sell is the mouse. Do we sell the Juliet? Is that the proper play? So we get a 5-drop treasure by doing so, which is one of the reasons I'm considering it. It makes us very strong this fight. We want to triple the Juliet so badly, though. Actually, if we triple the Juliet now, we get a 6-drop treasure. Actually, then I'm going to put a second pig in. Yeah, I'm going to say we don't worry about the pig. And we just look for, because we'll get a 5-drop treasure if this slays, and then we're looking for Juliets, and if we don't find those, we're going to try to, get a higher level treasure. So until we get this 5, the 5 will be great. If we don't get it, though, I think we just want to focus on getting an even higher level one and really try to take advantage of this treasure map. Okay, so this is probably the first person we've run into that has a board that we get sort of worried about. Because this board can definitely beat ours. But we really need this Juliet to die. Yeah, if this had died before the Juliet, we would have been in major trouble. Oh, both our pigs died, so having those in wasn't great. We will win this fight, though, which just means we take less damage. Oh, wow. We got even more XP. Oh, the second Wombat we've seen. Wombat is very good. Doesn't fit our build at all, but it is very good. I think we'll take it, which means, okay, well. So here we get a 6-drop treasure. Get the highest. Gives us 100 attack. Or becomes the highest. We don't really have things. Yeah, so we'll grab this. What's going to happen is it almost guarantees the slay. And we're going to get a little less greedy by putting the pig in, by taking the pig out. And now the Juliet will start to get buffed by the Arthur. The idea is this gets the sleigh, we'll get another 3-drop treasure, maybe replace the spinning wheel, maybe just take the 2 gold. It's not, not clear. It depends what it is, obviously. And after that, maybe we put in the Juliet up front just to let her trade off, or we just put in the Wombat, let it get 2 triggers. Either way, this will be an upgraded character now, upgraded princess, which means it gets buffed by the Prince Arthur. So we have a few interesting things here going on. They have sort of a weird build. Oh, we didn't get the sleigh, we didn't get the attack, and they got the 1 in 4 attack on our character, which was unfortunate. So right now, the last thing we want to prioritize is making sure the pig stays alive. Not that we can prioritize that, but that's, there's a bunch of things that you need, that you want to happen. Oh, that's sort of not a great one, but that you want to happen in a given fight, and getting in that situation, what am I trying to say? Having the pig survive was sort of the last thing we were concerned about. Obviously, we don't need any more XP. We're about to hit 6. We don't need to grab the second chicken. We already have the 1. And, if we had 1 gold, we'd sell something for the chicken, allowing us to save an extra gold. Here, we're just going to keep taking out buffs. If we really want to make sure we win the fight, and I think we do, we'll put in the second Wombat. It's a little less greedy, which is sort of a downside for me, but we'd really love to get this Prince Arthur buffed. We'd love to see like a Lancelot. The thing is, so Lancelot and Hercules are great because we have the plus 100, they trigger immediately. Assuming the Hercules gets to attack, but the Lancelot just triggers as soon as the fight starts. So we can really continue to get better treasures just by getting those upgraded. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but the Sky Castle is so strong that we're not going to want to get rid of it anytime soon. So we just really have the 1 slot to play with. And now here we will get our sleigh finally. Oh, and it actually stayed alive, so it can trade again. Now they get a sleigh, but that's sort of, just good for them. It's good for them. It's not really bad for us. Obviously things that are good for our opponents aren't great for us overall, but they, the strength of one of your given opponents isn't super, super, super relevant to your standing. All of these are not great. Evil characters we don't have. Slay character we have 1 of. We don't need to give both things attack. We'll take the gold. We just hit 6. Is it even worth looking for another 3? I don't think it is. I think we're just past that. I think what we want is to find good 6s. I'd say this is a pretty good 6. It is ranged. We can put it up front. Although we already have a ranged character. He has mummies, he has books, he has green knights. We're trying to figure out where we want to go. None of those are actually the direction we've currently gone. I'm really disappointed if I can't find any Hercules or Lancelot. Bear is very good and works well in our first slot. Yeah, I don't love. I can't say that I love this so far. We want to keep. So we want to keep the Romeo alive as long as possible. Or not as long as possible. We just want to make sure that Juliet dies first, and we have 2 things that we want up front. So we're just going to try to hide it as far back as possible. I think I overrolled there. We didn't find anything that we needed. We could have just taken strong characters. The thing is, if we find a Berenstein, we can convert into a Berenstein build that is fairly strong here. So you can see here that they have, so the only thing we're concerned about is this 2020. I just think it's going to be too small though, and there it gets taken out. Yeah, we're going to crush them. We're actually going to knock them out, I think. Yep, we did exactly 15. We have a very, very strong board still. And we raced to 6, so there's a couple people level 6, but we really got there ahead of the curve. Okay, so I'm just going to sell everything because I don't think we have enough room anymore. We have a Berenstein, and we have a, what's it called, Baby Bear. We have the 3rd Baby Bear. Is there anything worth selling? Are we done with princesses? It's possible. And if we're done with princesses, they were selling the range character first. Because these 2 will still be bought. No, we'll sell the Prince Arthur. We're not going to have enough room for everything. I will double the ability of our other treasures. So it's better. So this round, it's better if we, doubling these two is better for this particular round. This is doubling this on our next turn is better. We're gonna get rid of the. We're gonna make the obvious play instead of making the play that I think is probably just too clever by half type of thing. So right now we really want a good boy. If we put a good boy up front, it would buff our characters to be quite large. You can imagine that would be very nice because it will get 200, attack. Means that everything will get 200. That's pretty good. We're also looking for an Echo Wood. Echo Wood would be huge with all these characters. And we can replace the Wombats. We'd love to triple the Wombats, but otherwise we're going to have to replace them soon. Ooh, we really want to take this out, and we got lucky and did. This gets 400 attack. That's funny. Another 400 attack character. Yeah, if you just have a ton of 400 attack characters, it's actually fairly hard to lose those rounds. And it looks like we'll knock this person out as well. So we're sort of we've knocked 2 people out, I think, the last 2 rounds. And we don't need any of these, even though we got the shrink spell. We can keep rolling. Here's the good boy we were talking about. We'll take that. 100%. Oh, here's a Hercules. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to sell these 2 Wombats, which are, fine enough. And we're going to grab a Hercules and the good boy. So the good boy is going to give everything 200 attack. And our hope is going to be that it gives the Hercules 200 attack. What we want to do, right? Oh, is this... So a greedier... So this is the greediest play. This gives us the best chance to win the fight. If we want to 100% get the Hercules to be slaying, or not 100%, but at least 50%, right? We'll put it in front. This way, relying on the good boy dying and then the Hercules attacking. I think the good boy is likely to die in the first slot, and then we're likely to trigger this. And what we want to do is get a 6-drop treasure to replace the Sky Castle. The Sky Castle is now of limited value. It's only buffing 3 things. No, it's still buffing 4 things, I guess, giving them +8/+8, but doubling a level 6 treasure with the Mimic, love Mimic, get Mimic constantly, is going to be huge. Now we have a whole comp of good characters also. So the issue we might have here is that they have a spell, and they have some ranged. However, we were able to take out their ranged character, and their spell wasn't super consequential. Fortunately, this triggered before it was knocked out by the ranged character. If it had just been attacked by the ranged character, we would have got the buff. And we've knocked out another person, which is great for us, obviously. We're, locking ourselves into a top 3 situation. We're seeing a level 6 treasure. Okay, so we can make our first character a 200. I think that's worthwhile. And I think what we want to do is put the baby bear there. This is actually very strange because we're putting the good boy, we're moving the good boy sort of down the list. Oh, and I think we want another baby bear in. It's hard to tell. Oh. Okay, so what we really want is this Echo Wood. And I think it's actually better than the Hercules. No, it's better than... I'm making a play that I'm not too sure about. I think this character, this Echo Wood, will get very, very large. So I think we're going to go with that. This could be a mistake. It actually leaves us vulnerable to some spells. But I think at the start of this fight, this is going... So once this round table triggers, this is going to get an extra 200 attack, 200 health, which I think means this gets immediately 200 health. And then once this dies, the Echo Wood starts getting even bigger, and if the good boy dies, everything gets bigger. I think this gives us a pretty big board. Oh, that's actually... Oh, yeah, so this... Oh, just instantly turned into a 200... Oh, because it gets the buff from the sword at the start of battle? Yeah, so this Echo Wood is definitely good here. For reasons that are a little bit silly. Oh, we did 14 damage to them. I think we have a pretty big... So they get +12 from their thing. We get, +500 or something. And, for the people doing math at home, the 500 is a much bigger number. So our big issue is we could potentially lose out on. So this is we could potentially just get a spell cast maybe on a baby bear, but it still gets a +100 attack, and we still have the good boy to fall back on. So if this specifically gets polymorphed, that could be an issue. Or if our Echo Wood gets polymorphed, we just need to win one more fight. Is the baby boy worthwhile? I think we're better off just trying to triple something. Specifically the Berenstein. I think it's just Bastien, right? Yeah, so we'll grab the Bastien after this fight, assuming it doesn't go well. It's actually really nice. We get the cats, and the first one is going to have +200 attack. So that's even better for us. They have a board such that they only want to have 6 characters because they have the monkey's paw, and having 6 characters is not great against. It's not great in general late game, but since they're so heavily incentivized to do that, I think it really puts them in a tough position. It gives them sort of like a local maximum of their power level compared to, most other just standard boards. And they actually have some very strong characters. I think we just have, we have 2 characters that are 200 200s, and those are just going to be, I think, a little too much for them. Maybe a lot too much for them, but that's interesting. The cats actually summon before the bear. And yeah, so this is 1,000 attack. Yeah, so we crushed we didn't lose a single fight. We actually ended the game with more health than we started. Really fun Loki. Loki's a lot of fun. I highly recommend buying him if, you are buying a early character. I don't think he's the most powerful, but I think he's a lot of fun. And because you don't have to buy spells, it removes some of the tougher decisions, and you can start focusing more on your comp. And if you're new to the game, it's worthwhile to just not have one fewer things to worry about as you're trying to learn. So I think it's and it's a fun character, and that's the should be the primary thing when you're thinking about a game. I don't even know if we arranged our board correctly. I don't know if we made the right transitions, but we got so many triples early. We got such great spells from Loki, and then that transitioned to great treasures that we were just able to take this down without even being close. I don't think there were past mid game. I don't think there were many fights that were close to being close.